Hey there, Courtney. How you doing? Okay, so this is great. Really, really great job describing your intent and your rationale as well as um, your methodology and conceptual approach. And this is, I mean, you're like the third or fourth student in a row who's just hit it out of the park with your written rationale. So that's fantastic. You're showing that you understand how important it is for a designer to be able to communicate their intent of their design to others. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Please keep that up moving through the course and your other courses too. It's really, really important for designers to be able to communicate their intent. So very nicely done, I must say. Let's go ahead and jump to the ad. All right, let's take a look. I think it's a good ad. I think there's some things we can do that really, really improve the page mechanics, but it's a fantastic start. Most importantly, you're showing outstanding proficiency in the outcomes of this particular assignment. So it's great. You know, you're showing really, really nice color distribution, really good adjustments on the images themselves. That comes down right down in the champagne bottle too, where you've really preserved some of the shadow areas and the label, and just it's adjusted beautifully. It's cropped beautifully. It's excuse me, it's masked beautifully and placed beautifully. So great job there. Good job handling your type, placement of the logo. Everything's looking fantastic. Good job. I do want to reduce this a little bit so I can get it, the whole thing fit in the window, and yes, perfect. Okay, a couple of things. Right now, I think that I understand what you did. There's a lot of visual weight on the left-hand side of the page, and I think what you did is try to counterbalance the fact that the girl is on the right-hand side, and that's smart, very smart, but I think it's a little overdone. Right now, I think it's done to the point where now all the weight is on the left side of the composition, kind of making it imbalanced to that side, right? Easy fix. What we're going to do is this, I'm going to recommend that you do this. You have beach before bride. And what I would do is I would, let's get that in alignment. You got to get that left margin really aligned. Your margins aren't equal. Look at that margin right there, then look at this margin right here. And you want to try to keep those margins as equal as possible. Arial, bold, italic, that's great. This body copy right here looks fantastic. I'm glad you set it in white. It's beautiful, but I would reduce the type size. Let's get that about in an area about that big right there. So don't encroach onto the water. Just leave that portion alone. We'll work some nice negative space in there. So again, reduce that point size right there. I'd say anywhere between. I mean, it's a magazine ad, 8.5 by 11. 10 point should be fine. It's going to look really small on screen, but 10 to 12 point, and if you take a look at it, try to print it out. Use black and white, don't use all your ink, but print it out, you'll get a better idea of how that's going to look. Okay, so then what I would recommend from there is to redistribute the weight down at the bottom of the page. This looks a little bit haphazard right here. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of intent down there. What I would recommend is this, as I would take Amethyst Bay and get it down here in the lower right-hand corners. Great exit strategy. Get your address right here, and then somehow recompose this champagne area into that. But I think by moving that and redistributing some of the visual weight, we're going to equal out the imbalance of the page, reducing that size there and watching the margins, make sure they're equal. Other than that, I think this adds a winner. It's a fantastic job. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. But I'd like to see you make those changes before our final submission in a few weeks here. All right, so fantastic. If you have any questions or comments at all, please don't hesitate to let me know. All right, thank you.